So, as I'm sure a lot of us know by now, a popular League of Legends streamer on Twitch, Tyler1, got perma-banned recently for being extremely toxic. And I hold nothing against Tyler1 personally. I've just never really watched the stream because Toxic League is not anything that I support or I'm into. But I heard that recently that he's gotten into streaming other things, so if he's going to continue what he's doing, as long as it's not destroying the quality of other people's games, then I most definitely wish him luck. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I wanted to have a little discussion, I guess you could say, because Tyler received a lot of support. And even if you look through his YouTube channel, then there are still a lot of people, say, bashing other people, such as Medios and the like, for telling him that he's toxic and whatnot. And he has quite the following. And in seeing that, and seeing a couple of things that he said in a couple of videos that I've seen of him, then one question that was in my mind is Riot in general? This applies for most online games, but is Riot doing enough to curb toxicity in their game? Because as I'm sure anyone who knows Tyler1 would know, that he's been banned. He's got more than 15 accounts banned. And despite that, then he even made it something of a joke that he was going to reform because, well, things didn't change that much. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story about something that happened to my friend the other day. And I'm not going to bring his name into it or anything naturally, but recently he received an email from Riot warning him that if he continued his toxic behavior, he would be banned. And in his chat logs, then he got into a bit of an argument with someone on his team. And the reason why he got into this argument was because his teammate was was going out of his way to aggravate him. And, well, the argument escalated to the point where he threatened to kill the person, basic rage gamer stuff. But one thing that really stood out to me was that he said, "Riot can't touch me." And I feel like that might be where the core of all this toxicity and why Riot isn't able to address it properly. Because if you're toxic, you get banned. And then you make another account and you're free to be toxic again, more or less. So it's also a cycle. My friend succumbed to his anger and proceeded to be toxic towards the other player because he was annoyed because he was being trolled. He was playing AD carry and his support was constantly pushing the lane, refusing to ward, taking CS, and if things went south, then the support would abandon him and laugh under turret instead of trying to help him. So, that in its own right is definitely toxic. And what my friend told me was that if you saw the chat logs, he went through everything. He tried asking politely, he tried being a little bit forceful, and this person did not care. And so my friend became toxic after he was experiencing toxicity himself. The quality of his game was being reduced. And he did not report this person, as he said. And even if he did report this person, then I'm not entirely sure if Riot would punish them accordingly. But there are different forms of toxicity. There's the chat box toxicity where you're not just sending smack talk, but you're going out of your way to try to aggravate people. Not aggravate the enemy team with smack talk, but you're not just calling them names, you're not just telling them that they're bad, but you're forcefully trying to not just tilt them, which is a perfect strategy, but you're trying to aggravate them to the point where they just don't enjoy the game anymore. And it's a competitive game, and there are mind games and the like, but I don't think that's any way that you need to proceed. And then there's the toxic gameplay. Those are your feeders, the people who troll pick, the people who just go AFK for the sake of it. And I feel that all these people are more or less free to do this because they do sit on the idea of Riot can't actually touch me. Their joy comes from making other people not enjoy the game. And so Tyler1 received an indefinite ban. He can be banned on site, and that would be if anyone realizes that they're playing with Tyler1, then they can go ahead and draw attention to it, and Riot's going to proceed to ban the account. But that does not happen a lot. It's not going to happen a lot. And so I'm wondering if there's anything else that Riot would be able to do to, say, help curb the toxicity, because just saying a certain percent of people who are toxic in their games are going to do better is definitely not able to do it. It's just not able to do it. So I'm putting this video up because out of curiosity, I want to know what you guys think could be better ways that Riot could help cure the toxic behavior that occurs in their community. What punishments do you think would be much more applicable as opposed to simply banning them where they can then continue? And how you can reform people. So if this gets enough comments of any sort, then I'm probably going to do a reply video. I might do a video surrounding this. And yeah, I just wanted to bring this up and put this up on my new channel. So there are going to be more discussion videos like this over time, but right now I just want to know what you guys think Riot could do to help reduce the toxicity in their game.